Greetings, Seekers, and welcome to the Library of Divine Echoes. I'm your host, Christopher Little, and in this episode we'll explore the spiritual, esoteric, and magical correspondences of the number 7. From ancient mythologies to modern numerology, the number 7 holds a uniquely revered position, appearing as a symbol of completion, mystery, and spiritual depth. Think of the 7 days of creation, the 7 chakras of the human body, or the 7 wonders of the ancient world. This isn't a coincidence, it's a profound pattern woven into the very fabric of human consciousness. We'll unravel why 7 is considered a bridge between the physical and spiritual realms. We'll explore its powerful archetype in divination through the Tarot's Chariot card and the Norse rune Gebo, revealing how they both guide us towards self-mastery and balance. Finally, we'll discuss how you can use the number 7 as a practical blueprint for structuring your own spiritual journey. Join us as we explore the secrets of this sacred number and discover how it can illuminate your path to spiritual and personal growth. The number 7 holds a uniquely revered position in human history, woven into the fabric of culture, religion, and philosophy. Its persistent appearance across disparate civilizations suggests a foundational archetype in the collective consciousness, representing ideas of completion, mysticism, and spiritual depth. This enduring fascination is often attributed to the number's intrinsic properties, both mathematical and symbolic. 7 is a prime number, an arithmetic loner that is neither a multiple nor a factor of the other single-digit numbers, except 1. This unique mathematical quality gives it an aura of specialness and individuality, which is reflected in its spiritual and numerological interpretations as a symbol of the solitary seeker or the introspective journey. Philosophically, 7 is frequently viewed as the reconciliation of the divine and the mundane. The number is often described as a synthesis of the Holy Trinity, 3, with the earthly elements, 4, thus creating a bridge between the physical and spiritual realms. This profound union provides a metaphysical blueprint for the number's role in spiritual systems, acting as a structural guide for understanding human existence. This is a fundamental property of 7, combining a mystical aspect with a material one, is evident in its wide-ranging correspondences. The ubiquity of 7 in ancient cosmologies and natural patterns points to its status as a core organizing principle. Ancient civilizations observed 7 celestial bodies visible to the naked eye: the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, which led to the establishment of the 7-day week. This observation of cosmic order was further reinforced by the Pleiades star cluster, mythologically known as the 7 Sisters in Greek lore. In spiritual traditions, the number provides a powerful framework for human consciousness and physical being. A prime example is the concept of the 7 chakras, the major energy centers in the body aligned from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. Each chakra governs specific physical and emotional functions, from the root chakra's connection to grounding and survival instincts to the crown chakra's link to spiritual enlightenment. This system effectively maps a 7-fold path to spiritual and physical balance. Similarly, ancient Hindu texts describe the human body as being composed of 7 essential components, sapta dhatu, while traditional Chinese culture uses 7-year cycles to delineate a woman's life stages. The number is even a foundation of music theory, with 7 distinct notes in the musical scale. The number 7's power is perhaps most vividly demonstrated in its central role across world religions and mythologies, where it consistently symbolizes perfection, completeness, or divine order. In Abrahamic traditions, this symbolism is profound. Genesis recounts God's 6 days of creation, followed by rest on the seventh day, establishing the number as a symbol of divine completion. Christian theology also uses seven to delineate moral and spiritual concepts, such as the seven deadly sins: pride, greed, wrath, envy, lust, gluttony, and sloth, and the seven holy archangels who serve God directly. In Judaism, seven is a pervasive structural element, from the seven-branched menorah to the seven-day festivals and the seven-year Shemitah cycle for debt cancellation. Eastern traditions similarly hold seven in high esteem. Islam references seven heavens, while Hindu scripture mentions seven sacred rivers and seven divine gurus. Tibetan Buddhism organizes the path to enlightenment into seven stages of practice. In mythology, the number's grandeur is immortalized in the seven wonders of the ancient world, a list of architectural marvels that inspired awe and travel in antiquity. Folklore also imbues the number with powerful magic, with beliefs that the seventh son of a seventh son possesses special gifts of healing and clairvoyance. However, this reverence is not universal. In some cultures, such as Vietnam and China, seven is associated with misfortune, ghosts, and death, demonstrating a complex, dualistic cultural view of the number. The following provides a concise overview of these cross-cultural connections, illustrating the number's pervasive and archetypal status. Culture and tradition: Christianity. Symbolism concept: 7 days of creation, 7 deadly sins. Significance: completion, perfection, and moral vice. Culture tradition: Judaism. Symbolism concept: 7-branched menorah, 7-day festivals. Significance: holiness, sanctification, and ritual structure. Culture tradition: Islam. Symbolism concept: 7 heavens, 7 circumambulations of the Kaaba. Significance: divine order, spiritual realms, and pilgrimage. Culture tradition: Hinduism. Symbolism concept: 7 chakras, 7 sacred rivers. Significance: energy centers, balance, and spiritual flow. Culture tradition: Buddhism. Symbolism or concept: 7 stages of enlightenment. Significance: spiritual progression and awakening. Culture tradition: mythology, folklore. Symbolism or concept: 7 wonders, 7 sisters star cluster. Significance: human achievement, cosmic patterns. Culture tradition: Chinese, Vietnamese. Symbolism concept: 7th lunar month. Significance: misfortune, ghosts, and death. The number seven's intrinsic qualities of introspection, mysticism, and the reconciliation of duality find explicit expression in divination and numerology. These systems provide a structured way to interpret seven's energy, revealing a consistent archetype of a truth seeker on a journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth. In numerology, the number 7 represents a profound and often solitary journey. Individuals with a life path or expression number of 7 are archetypal seekers of truth, driven by an insatiable hunger for knowledge and a desire to understand life's hidden questions. They are deeply introspective, analytical, and intuitive, often exploring subjects like philosophy, science, and mysticism. This disposition allows them to perceive realities beyond the superficial, giving them a natural talent for research, investigation, and specialized knowledge. The numerological seven's path, however, is not without its challenges. The individualistic nature can manifest as a need for solitude that can sometimes lead to social isolation, making it difficult to form close relationships. Their analytical mind, while a strength, can also lead to overthinking, moodiness, anxiety, and a tendency to be critical of others. A central part of this journey is to find balance, a process that involves contemplation, meditation, and a focus on softer, finer vibrations of life to avoid becoming aloof or cynical. Ultimately, the journey of the numerological seven is about channeling deep introspection into a higher purpose, leading many to careers as healers, teachers, or spiritual guides for others. The Elder Futhark's seventh rune, Gebo, serves as a powerful magical correspondence for the number 7, embodying its themes of balance and exchange. Its core meaning is gift or generosity. The rune's simple X shape visually represents the crossing of two paths or the union of two forces, symbolizing a reciprocal relationship, partnership, and contracts. The philosophy of Gebo is deeply rooted in the ancient Norse concept of reciprocity. A gift was never a simple transaction. It was a fundamental expression of mutual trust and respect that created a bond and an obligation for both the giver and the receiver. This principle extended to the spiritual world, where offerings to deities were not acts of subservience, but a means of making friends in high places. This immutable law of exchange is so fundamental to the rune that it is one of the few in the Elder Futhark that does not have a reversed or negative meaning. The energy of Gebo is always upright, representing the universal law of balance. Any negative interpretation in a reading is not a sign of the rune's ill will, but rather an indication that the individual has fallen out of harmony with the principle of mutual exchange. In the tarot, the number 7 corresponds to the Chariot, a major arcana card that visually captures the culmination of the numerological and spiritual journey of the number. The card depicts a warrior standing in a chariot, holding the reins of two sphinxes, one black and one white. This powerful imagery symbolizes the need for self-control and the mastery of opposing forces within oneself to achieve victory. The sphinxes, representing dualistic forces such as emotion and logic, or the spiritual and material, are guided not by physical reins, but by the sheer willpower and focused intent of the charioteer. The chariot's theme of overcoming obstacles through discipline and determination aligns perfectly with the numerological seven's path of introspection and growth. It is a card of action, urging the individual to be proactive and courageous in the face of challenges to achieve their goals. The chariot therefore provides a visual narrative for the numerological seven's ideal state, a balanced, focused, and triumphant individual who has reconciled their inner dualities and is actively steering their own destiny. The following summarizes the key correspondences for Gebo and the Chariot, highlighting how they both reflect the number 7's theme through different divinatory lenses. Category: Core meaning. Gebo rune: Gift, exchange, balance. The Chariot: Triumph, self-control, willpower. Category: Element. Gebo rune: Air, communication, ideas. The Chariot: Water, emotions, intuition. Category: Deity, archetype. Gebo rune: Odin, Frigg, Geffen. The Chariot: Warrior, charioteer. Category: Planetary, zodiac. Gebo rune: Venus, Ketu, Moon, Sun in Pisces. The Chariot: Cancer, Sagittarius. Category: Magical use. Gebo rune: Partnerships, fairness, unity. The Chariot: Focused intent, overcoming obstacles, success. Beyond its historical and divinatory presence, the number 7 serves as a practical blueprint for structuring a personal magical practice and spiritual path. It manifests as a guiding principle in traditions from Hermeticism to modern eclectic witchcraft, providing a framework for self-mastery and reality shaping. The seventh Hermetic principle is a key to understanding the metaphysical dynamics of the universe. The principle of gender states that everything in existence possesses both a masculine and a feminine principle. These are not confined to physical sex, but are complementary creative forces. The masculine principle is associated with active, assertive energy, willpower, and giving, while the feminine principle is linked to receptive, nurturing energy, imagination, and receiving. True creation and power, according to this principle, are not the result of one force dominating the other, but of their harmonious balance and cooperation. This mirrors the Chariot's imagery of mastering opposing forces and Gebo's call for equal exchange. This concept shows how the number seven's symbolism of reconciliation is a universal esoteric principle for achieving wholeness within oneself and the world. For the modern practitioner, the number seven can be a structural guide for personal development. Drawing from traditions that value eclecticism and personal experience, a seven-stage process can be used as a meta-framework for a spiritual path. This approach, similar to modern project management, allows an individual to construct a practice that is effective and deeply personal, rather than adhering to rigid dogma. 1. Inspiration. The journey begins with finding a core concept or driving force, often referred to as a seed crystal. This can be a deeply emotional moment, a visual cue, or an area of personal expertise. 2. Idea generation. This stage involves brainstorming and recording all ideas related to the spiritual practice without judgment. 3. Alignment. The individual ensures that their practice aligns with their personal values, goals, and the overarching narrative of their life. 4. Definition. The core elements and rules of the practice are clearly defined, such as the specific effects or rituals that will be used. 5. Restrictions. The practitioner consciously determines the limitations and boundaries of their practice. This is a vital step for preventing spiritual burnout and ensuring a healthy, sustainable path. 6. Testing. The system is stress-tested through active practice and real-world application to see what works and what needs to be refined. 7. Iteration. The final stage is a continuous process of revisiting and refining the practice, making it better over time based on lived experience. A central and critical part of this sevenfold path is the role of consciousness and the practice of gnosis. The underlying mechanism of all magic, from Hermetic to chaos, is the use of belief and focused consciousness to influence reality. To make this work, the practitioner must learn to bypass the filter of the conscious mind and enter a state of gnosis, a one-pointed, altered state of consciousness. This state, often achieved through meditation, ritual, or intense emotion, allows the practitioner's will to flow unimpeded into the unconscious, from which it can shape reality. This is beautifully captured by the modern metaphor of meditation as reverse engineering the simulation. The number 7 also manifests in more accessible folk-based practices. In Ayurveda, a traditional Indian medicine system, a morning ritual involves splashing water on the face 7 times. Green witchcraft, a practice centered on the natural world, often employs a sevenfold system in its rituals, working with the 4 elements, earth, air, fire, water, the sun, the moon, and the seasons. These practices, from the simplest folk tradition to the most complex magical system, all rely on a structured, often sevenfold approach to align the practitioner's will with the forces of the universe. The number 7 is far more than a simple digit. It is a universal archetype for a complete system, a journey of transformation, and a powerful call to reconcile duality. From the 7 days of creation to the 7 Hermetic principles and the 7 chakras, the number consistently represents a self-contained process of growth and mastery. The mathematical uniqueness of 7 as a prime number mirrors its spiritual role as a loner and a seeker, a path of deep introspection that leads to profound wisdom. The divinatory and spiritual correspondences of 7, the rune Gebo and the tarot's Chariot, reinforce this narrative of balance and disciplined action. Gebo, the rune of the gift, teaches the immutable law of reciprocity and the sacred bond of exchange, while the Chariot represents the triumph of focused will over internal and external opposing forces. Both emphasize that mastery and harmony come not from avoiding life's dualities, but from consciously navigating and integrating them. The ultimate understanding of 7 is not found in a fixed destination, but in the recognition that the journey itself is the reward. The cycle of giving and receiving, the mastery of one's inner world, and the continuous pursuit of knowledge are unending processes. The number 7 is therefore a guide for the ongoing, cyclical, and deeply personal journey of spiritual self-discovery, reminding all who seek its wisdom that perfection is not a state to be achieved, but a path to be walked. Find a comfortable position and gently close your eyes. Take a deep, clearing breath in. And as you exhale, release the tension of the mundane world. Today we journey through the architecture of your own spirit, guided by the number 7, a profound union acting as a synthesis of the divine Holy Trinity of 3 and the earthly elements of 4. Bring your awareness to the base of your spine, your root chakra. Feel this center's deep connection to grounding and to your survival instincts. Breathe into this space, anchoring yourself firmly to the earth. Now slowly draw that energy upward. Visualize it rising through the center of your body, mapping a 7-fold path to spiritual and physical balance. Allow this energy to ascend until it rests at the top of your head in the crown chakra, opening your vital link to spiritual enlightenment. As you rest in this aligned state, envision the tarot's Chariot. See yourself as the triumphant charioteer, holding the reins of 2 sphinxes, one black and one white. Notice that you are guiding these dualistic forces not with physical constraint, but with sheer willpower and focused intent. You are actively mastering the opposing forces within you to achieve victory. Shift your focus now to the simple rhythm of your breath. With every inhale and exhale, feel the energy of the Norse rune Gebo, whose core meaning is gift or generosity. Your breath is a sacred contract with the world around you, embodying the immutable law of exchange and the universal law of balance. Rest here in this perfect equilibrium. You are the seeker, standing on the bridge between the physical and spiritual realms. When you are ready, take one final deep breath in and gently open your eyes, bringing this divine balance back into your waking life. Welcome back, Seekers. I hope that brief journey helped you center your own dualities and find a point of inner stillness. As we bring this episode of the Library of Divine Echoes to a close, remember that the number 7 is far more than a simple digit. It is a universal archetype for a complete system and a call to reconcile duality. Whether we observe the 7 days of creation, the 7 Hermetic principles, or the 7 chakras, we are looking at self-contained processes of growth and mastery. We've seen how the Chariot represents the triumph of focused will over opposing forces, and how the rune Gebo teaches us the sacred bond of exchange. Both of these ancient symbols emphasize that mastery and harmony come not from avoiding life's dualities, but from consciously navigating and integrating them. Take this wisdom with you into your week, the cycle of giving and receiving, mastery of your inner world and the continuous pursuit of knowledge are unending processes. Keep seeking, keep balancing, and remember that perfection is not a state to be achieved, but a path to be walked. I'm Christopher Little, and until we open the books again, may your path be illuminated. Thank you for listening to Library of Divine Echoes.